Alright, well, now that spring break is out of the way, let's see if we actually go on any datos with Rakesh. Because that might be interesting. Actual, for reals date. Would not be amiss. Ah! Hello, Max. Are you back here? Oh, hey, Rakesh. How's the class treating you? Well, with you grading, it has been most enlightening. Hey, I haven't been showing you favoritism, you know. Actually, I told the professor. I thought he'd have a problem with it, but he just said something about a great quandary and... well, anyway. I am glad you haven't favored me. I would hate to think that my acumen is a result of favors, not my own intellect. Not that intellect is anything but a lie, but, well, it is one of my favorite lies. I remember this. You've got a pretty big lie there, then. I mean, you know, in the context that you... Sorry, that came out wrong. I think it was a compliment. It's okay. Some of the professor's concepts are a little past me as well. I really do think you're a smart one, Rakesh. You may not be the most book smart, but you've got a creativity like I've never seen. You are sweet to me, my dear one. Rakesh leans over my desk, giving me a sweet, long kiss. I will be working on my next paper when you get home. Come take a look, okay? I'd love to. Sweet long kiss got us 100. What a great day at work. And that's how it all went down. Just like that. Aha. I know this bed is just a cheap single, but after a long day it feels fantastic. The last quarter has barely begun, and I'm already feeling blown out. I even made it home before everyone else. I pull my cell phone out to put it on the charger and notice a text from Rakesh. We haven't had a chance to hang out much the last few days. It might be nice to go out tonight. Maybe I'll give Rakesh a call. Let's do that. Have a date. I smile and call up the speed dial contact for Rakesh. Hopefully we can at least catch a bite to eat together. Oh, Max. I am glad you called. In my room you will find a screwdriver, a color wheel, and 2 boxes of streamers. I need them immediately. Rakesh? I'll be there in 5 minutes. I knew I could count on you. Let's ruin Chad's bicycle. 5 minutes later, I show up in the park, trying to spot Rakesh. I finally spot him waving at me from over by a tree. I walk over, handing him the box with all the things he asked for. Thank goodness. What are you up to, Rakesh? Well, primarily I wanted to see you. Good grief. Rakesh scratches his head with a goofy grin. Goofy grin. Oh, wow, that was a very, very quick peck. I reach over and give Rakesh a quick Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Good grief. Give Rakesh a quick peck on the lips. Good grief. Aw, aren't you sweet? Come on, man, you don't have to make crap up to get me out here. Rakesh smiles and shrugs as he moves away from the tree over to where he stashed his bike. See, there was a reason for my things. I smile as Rakesh begins comparing his streamers to the color wheel to the bike. So what are you taking this quarter? A few painting classes and a life modeling class. I'm really feeling like the time with models will be a big help to me. No medicine this quarter? Rakesh frowns and pauses in the middle of taping streamers to the bike. Before he can respond, I amend. Right on, man. Do what you like with your college experience. Rakesh's frown disappears into a happy smile and he keeps taping streamers to his bike. Yes, I decided to skip medicine this quarter. I think the live models will be much more use than the dead ones. I can't argue with that. Rakesh smiles and gets up to hug me. With arms around each other, we walk down the path for a bit. Thank you for coming so quickly, Max. I am so happy that I can count on you. Of course, man. You know I've always got your back. Suddenly I remember Rakesh's bike isn't with us.
Hey, what the hell happened to my bike?
We should probably go now. Perhaps we can do something another night. Sure, man. Definitely I can't wait until next time. Rakesh smiles at me and we chuckle. Man, you guys are so touchy-feely with each other. Whoa. Rakesh getting an A in the class. My eyes. My grades. Why am I talking to myself? I'm not really sure what I want to do tonight. I should probably get some work done, but it's Saturday and I feel like taking a little time to myself. I respectfully request that you back off. With all due respect, please stay away from me. I turn for a moment, wondering if Rakesh is talking to me, but I don't think he is. He's got a notebook in one hand and he's tapping it with a pen in the other. He seems to be considering what he wants to write down. He looks up from his notebook and catches me looking at him. Ah, Max, welcome home. I must tell my parents how I feel. If possible, without telling them how I feel. He looks at me as though I've got the answers hidden in my back pocket. I'm not sure what to tell him. Let's play. I sigh a little internally, but give Rakesh a smile. Alright, let's hear what you got so far. What are you trying to tell them? Are you finally ready to tell them you're not interested in becoming a doctor? Well, something like this, yes. I received a letter from them the other day, stating that they are interested in coming out to see how the school is treating me. I cannot let them come here. They would discover that what I have been doing. So my letter must respectfully tell them there is no need. That's gonna be a bit tricky. Alright, so what have you got so far? Let me see. I have to translate a bit. Dearest father and mother, I am fine, you needn't check on me. Everything's great. I am learning everything about medicine. Please feel free to cram it and stay where you are. It doesn't really say that, does it? Well, I did say I was translating a bit. It's actually in English. They'll want to know that I'm learning the language well. Here, you can see. I shake my head but take the letter anyway. It is in English, and Rakesh did paraphrase it pretty well, even if he was being a bit sarcastic. Wait, are you actually sending them a proper letter? In this day and age? No, I'm just planning what to put in the emailed letter. Oh. Well... I guess I'm just not really sure how to advise him to move forward. Rakesh, you know you have to write this letter, right? I mean, I can't write it for you. I know. I'm not sure which direction to go in. Should I try to tell them that we're all sick? Should I tell them our place has rats? You know, you could always go with the truth. Rakesh looks at me like I've grown a hole in my head. I consider what he should do. I was initially gonna come up with a clever plan and be all schemy and stuff, but considering how much Max argues with I learned that Max, was quite forthright with his parents, for the most part. Maybe we should push for the truth. That is the good option, I think, anyway. Aw, Hun! Calls him Hun! Okay, Hun, here's how you play this. You write your letter and tell them that you've lost a few fingers in the name of science, that you've gotten a girl pregnant, or at least you're 85% sure you're the father. Then you tell them that your bills have increased and that you've been getting by by selling your body on the streets. Rakesh looks at me as though I've come up with the most brilliant plan he's ever heard of. I really worry about this boy sometimes. And then at the end of the letter, you tell them none of that was true, and that really you've just decided to give up the medical track. They'll instantly forgive you. Tell them there's no need to come out, you've got it under control and you'll discuss it all with them over the summer. Rakesh frowns and looks at me doubtfully, but shrugs. Stranger things have worked, I suppose. I'll see what I can put together. Try, man. Whoops, that is not what I wanted. There we go. What happened to our energy, though? Good grief. Right. Well, we're just gonna do some rolling in bed. Maybe we can study some more. Try and get our grades up a little bit, not be complete delinquents. I don't know. We can try. As I sit in my room, I find myself staring at the ceiling. It's been a good year so far. I've had a lot of fun, gotten used to college life. I've even gotten together with Rakesh. But as I think about what I've got done this year, I can't help but feel like I haven't really made a lot of progress on my greater goals. I mean, this college stuff is alright and all, but how is Back Alley Flash really doing? We had a few good shows at Christmas, and we've done 1 or 2 shows. I don't know, I feel like I've got to throw one final show for this first year. Really get my name out there. This is going to take some work, but if we pull it off by the time school starts up next year, we should be a campus legend. Let's become legendary. A few hours later, and Memphis and I are sitting in the cafe talking about our options.
Look, I'm with you, man. I'm always up for throwing a killer show. The big question is, how are you going to do it? I mean, Gaz has got a pretty big band playing.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we can do something on campus, though. Look, it's the last quarter of the year. That means 2 things are happening. Freshmen are celebrating their first year, and seniors are celebrating graduation. Between the 2 of those, there's gotta be a party we can land.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Okay, we'll need to figure out a set list and scope the scene to figure out where we're doing this. We're trying to get our names on all these people's lips, am I right?
Damn right. By the time we're done, I don't want those people to be able to think of anything but us all summer. I'll check out the respective scenes and you work on the set list.
Perfect, I'll get to work right away. It'll be easier for you to find the party since you're already a student.
My thoughts exactly. Once you get some stuff together, send it over to me. We'll practice a bit beforehand. Beforehand.
Sounds awesome.
It does when I say it the proper way. I give Memphis a high five as we get up from our table and start heading out. I'm excited. Something tells me this is going to be big. So let's drink some water so our mouth works properly. I give a stretch after another long day of classes. I'm looking at the stairs, thinking how nice it's going to be back in my room. On my way up, I hear Sally and Isabella arguing. Don't know what it's about, but I'm glad I'm not involved. I try to take the long way around and just head over to my room. Once I'm back in my room, I put on some headphones and get back to my business. I really hope Rakesh and I don't have a fight like that. What are they arguing about? That's the big question. Never find out what that whole argument thing is about. Dr. Feelgood. No. It's still early in the quarter. I'm not sure what to expect from Professor Merriweather. Lots of good things. Still, it should at least be entertaining. Alright, if you're in this class, you've probably got the basics down. Which means it's time to start getting serious. Now, normally we do this sort of thing in a lab, but today is special for 2 reasons. Number 1, some brain genius decided to mix glycerin with KMN04 in our labs, meaning there is now an opportunity for alternate environment learning. Secondly, the morgue is full and my contact is on the cheap. As soon as she says that, one of the professor's TAs walks into the room, pushing a cart with a blanket over it, and a suspiciously body-shaped lump under the blanket. This is a 103 class. I'm pretty sure we're not out to this stuff yet. As soon as I see the look of glee on the professor's face, though, I know we're going to do this. Alright, better question. Who wants to make the first incision? Don't worry, he's dead. He complains very little. Around the room, everyone seems unsure what to do with this. A few hands tentatively go up. Come on, you won't get a chance like this for another 2 or 3 years. Prof, is this, legal? I'm sorry, I thought this was biology. Apparently it's intro to law. Well, as it turns out, I've probably got a degree in that too, so how about you shut up? As a matter of fact, Looks like someone just volunteered to take the first cut. The professor stares at me as the entire rest of the class turns to look at me with a mixture of amusement and horror. I wait a few moments to see if the professor is going to change her mind, but finally I stand up and walk down to the front of the class. Here you go, Captain Rules. How about you choose our lesson plan for today? Pick a spot. We'll examine whatever you cut up. The professor hands me some plastic gloves, which I put on as she stands there staring at me. She then hands me a scalpel and I look at the body. Luckily, the TA left his face and lower half covered. I walk over to the corpse and try to figure out what I'm going to do. I guess we'll do this. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I close my eyes, just barely looking at the body. I jab out with the scalpel, trying to make a cut. What, are you trying to gut him? He's a corpse, not a trout. Alright, let's take a look for that appendix. If that's not there, I'm sure we'll find something fun. Now, the first thing you'll notice is a lack of blood. That's because they drain these things, and because I'm not a complete idiot. The professor looks at me just standing there and makes shooing motions. I slowly return to my seat as Professor Merriweather begins her lecture properly. I can't believe she had me do that. So disgusting. I need to skip this class from now on. No kidding. That's just wrong. Okay, so we did get our grades up quite a bit. Should I could maybe attend class? Let's try attending class twice and see what happens. Go to sleep. You'll be visited by great fortune in bed. Okay. I'll give that a B and see what happens. I am starving. Luckily, the cafe is on the way home. A nice sandwich sounds perfect about now. As I open the door, I see Isabella and wave hello. She smiles, but she seems to be busy. As I'm sitting down with my food, I notice Chad coming in. I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to interfere. This might get ugly. I stick to my seat, but I don't exactly call for his attention. I may not be afraid of a little trouble, but that doesn't mean I need to go looking for it. Besides, I should be here in case Isabella needs my backup, but I don't want to start drama. Luckily, Isabella doesn't notice him at first and keeps serving other customers. Finally, after a few moments, I hear Chad clearing his throat loudly.
Hey, Isabella, I don't get to have a word or nothing.
I don't see why you should get a word in. Do you honestly feel like there's something to say? Because I don't particularly.
Come on, don't be like that, baby. Look, I'm sorry I screwed up. Doesn't mean we can't have some good times, right?
You really think that's all it's going to take? Isabella sets down the tray she was carrying with enough force that the sound echoes through the whole cafe.
We're over, you bastard! You had your chance at greatness and you frickin' blew it. Now scuttle off and leave me be. Come on, baby. I'm not the only one missing out. We had some good times, right? I've made some mistakes, sure, but I'm coming to you on my knees here.
Oh, are you? Really? Because you look like you're standing perfectly well to me. You don't even have flowers or chocolates or anything. You're not even trying. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad you didn't bring me flowers. I'd hate to think you wasted your money. We done here?
Come on, you think you can do better than me? Just forgive me already.
Are you kidding? I could find a better man than you out behind the dumpsters. Chad turns red in anger for a moment.
Are you kidding me? I'm the best thing that ever happened to you.
I think for a moment about jumping in and sticking up for Isabella, but then I realize I'd just be butting in. This is between Isabella and Chad, and she doesn't need me sticking my nose in.
No, Chad, the best thing that ever happened to me was finding out early that you were a boneheaded, selfish asshole without a lick of sense to you. If you had had any of those, you wouldn't have treated me the way you did. So why do you think I'd want to have anything to do with your ridiculous ass? Hey, look, I'm just saying You're just saying? Hey, sucker, I want to treat you like a possession and sex toy. Why won't you go back in my pocket where you belong? Here's a hint. Because I'm none of those things. And the fact that you probably, even now, don't understand that is why we will never, ever be together again.
Chad looks completely stunned by Isabella's tirade. He's just standing there slack-jawed.
I'm sick of you taking up my air, jack-off. I'm going to the back. If you're still here when I get back, you're going to be the sorriest sack of crap in this whole school.
Isabella stalks off to the back, completely ignoring Chad. For his part, Chad just shakes his head and turns to leave. He can't muster a quip or line. He's been completely defeated. KO. A few minutes later, Isabella comes out of the back and spots me still sitting there.
Oh man, you saw all that, huh? What an asshole, am I right?
I just smile and nod.
Thanks for not butting in. I hate it when people try to fight my fights for me.
I knew you had him, babe. No way that micromind was gonna walk all over you.
Well, thanks anyway. You full? If not, I'll grab you something good.
Sounds great.
And she gave me points that I didn't butt my big head in. She don't need none of that. She's a strong, independent lady. They don't need no max. Let's see, study. Oh, studying got cut short.
Finally, I've got a little free time to start thinking about this end of the year gig I've been planning. I need to ask around and see what kind of parties I can dig up. Alright, time to find a party around here. Shouldn't be too hard. This isn't exactly a party-free campus. Of course, the easiest way to do that is to talk to the hardest partying person I know.
Oh, Isa.
I knock on Isabella's and give her my best smile as she opens up. Hey babe, mind if I come in a sec?
Sure thing, hot stuff. What brings you down the long, hard trek from your room to mine?
Actually, I had a quick question. I'm trying to throw a gig together here on campus, and I'm wondering if you know of anyone throwing a big end-of-the-year bash.
Oh, funny you should ask. Actually, Anne's trying to throw one.
What? Anne? Shy girl extraordinaire? Isabella shrugs and just points me down the hall. A moment later, I'm knocking on Anne's door.
Oh, hey, Max. What's going on?
So how come you didn't tell me about this party you're supposedly throwing? Anne looks like she's about to blush, but then looks like she's trying really hard not to.
Well, it's still pretty early in the planning stages, so I haven't really told many people about it yet.
You have entertainment already?
No, that's my next task.
Well, as it turns out, I know this incredible band that would love to get a gig going at a hot college party.
Oh, you mean it? That's terrific. Once we figured out where we're going to throw it, I'll talk to you to work out the details. Thanks, Max. This means a lot to me.
Apparently it means so much to her that she swirls away excitedly, shutting the door on me. I head back to my room and dial up Memphis, filling him in on all the details. Luckily, he hasn't been idle, and I have to admit, he picked a pretty good lineup for our set.
Okay, so we've got our venue and our set. Now we just need to figure out how to get the word out. Does she know where she's holding it yet?
Not yet. I figure we'll get some flyers done.
Fair enough. You want to draw them? I can't do flyers for crap. Maybe we can get Slim to do them.
Nah, I'll figure it out.
Okay, you want to go flashy or utilitarian? Flashy might draw a bigger crowd, but the crowd we draw won't necessarily be fans, so they'll be harder to please. A utilitarian flyer, though, gets us a crowd that knows what they're in for, even if they might not be as big.
I think the utilitarian look actually did really well last time.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, let's get ourselves something simple and effective.
Alright, sounds good. We'll play to a good crowd and maybe earn some converts on the way. You know who's going to do it?
Yeah, I think I know how to get them done. I'll take care of it.
I know a guy. He's got creativity coming out the wazoo. So much money. My goodness. Might even take the record store job off and just do a whole bunch of classes and sleeping and stuff.